Good morning, everybody, and happy Saturday to you. Well, it doesn't get much more exciting than this. It's been 5 days of competition, and as we go into day 6, this is how the league table stands. We've got 3 players in Smith, Jared Cole, and Richie Edhouse, all on 20 points, and a leg difference, which we've got much between them. But the leader, Aaron Monk, as you can see, has played 1 less game than, say, Jared Cole, because they finished the afternoon. He's got the catch-up game at the end of the session, but he had a catch-up game yesterday, which gave him the opportunity to get the lead at the top and he did just that. A 5-2 victory against Justicia. He is out of the race. He's just playing for here. But for me, the most important statistic potentially by the end of the afternoon could be that difference of Aaron Monk. He's played less games than Justin Smith and Richie Edhouse, but that leg plus 23 could come in very, very handy indeed. We'll, of course, talk about the daily table as well to see who is the best player on Saturday. But Aaron Monk has to be the favourite for the title. 2 of his competitors who are kicking him down will go at it in our first game of the day. The usual spot of leading us into the action. Richie Edhouse and Justin Smith.
Yeah.
Guys are just about to go for the ball, so it will be Richie to go first.
25.
25. Outside.
Justin's turn this time, and he goes outside, offering
25.
Edhouse the chance, which he takes.
Good luck, mate.
All best right.
Well, it's been an up and down week in this encounter. Of course, people play each other 4 times throughout the course of the week. 3 times up to now, and it's 2-1 to Richie Edhouse.
100.
The first meeting on Wednesday was 5-4 to Edhouse, which was then reversed by Justin Smith on Thursday with a 5-3 scoreline. But yesterday it was Edhouse who won 5-2. But when you look at the way Richie played yesterday, there's no real surprise about that, because he won all 8 points yesterday, which got him back into the weekly race. But if he is going to win the weekly table, he may have to do that again. He had a very impressive leg difference yesterday of plus 13.
100.
Which got him well back into the positives at plus 9 for the week.
77.
I think even Richie Edhouse knows that if he does stand a chance with the lesser leg difference of the 4 protagonists, he can't afford to lose a match.
140.
Very, very good start from him. 1-2-1 after 12.
93.
Justin just finding his way into this match.
95. 96.
In return for 9 and double 8, will Richie.
100.
9.
Is that the opportunity that Justin needs to break through at the start of this one?
Oh, he's done it. I don't know why I went for it.
Right, he said it. He doesn't know why he went for the treble in that spot. With that dart in the way of the 54, the right play was the big 18. And Richie Edhouse should come back and clean up.
In 3.
And he does manage to get it on the 3rd dart. Maybe Justin was thinking he was returning after that mistake. But Edhouse, somewhat relievingly, gets himself a 1-0 lead. You can understand a few nerves at the start of the 6th day, because there is a title at stake. You want to maybe sit down with your immediate family tonight and revel in the fact that you were the best player all week. got to hold yourself together for what could potentially be a long 4 or 5 hours.
140.
And with Edhouse on a streak of 4 wins,
100.
he's going to feel good about that. But I've said on many occasions this week that Darts is on the day, and I wonder if he had his cheese on toast this morning, Richie Edhouse. Maybe that's the evidence that he did. Said yesterday morning that having cheese on toast made him feel a bit more ready. But tops for Justin Smith.
85.
Excellent effort. It was not far away on that 1-2-5 out. Now he's got the bull for the 94. Double 16, one shot.
62.
Again, a fabulous effort. And this has been a high quality leg.
81.
Finished off in 13 by Justin Smith. If this is what we're going to be treated to, don't go anywhere. Keep it dartshop.tv.
59.
Of course, the Icons of Darts League has been taking place over the course of the last 4 weeks. Brought to you by MODUS Sports.
125.
And they've brought you a night at the darts as well, which last night brought one of its most exciting nights where Fallon Sherrick won the daily title. And she's had a very good week indeed, and she pushed Phil Taylor last night as well in a best of 7 match. And she had some rather remarkable
100.
finishing stats. That one concludes this evening. Dave Evans is in the box seat with a huge lead at the top of the table and a superior leg difference. So it'll take something quite ridiculous to topple him at the top.
93.
Edhouse looking for a maximum here to leave double 12.
100.
That's okay. I feel like he came up short there after getting the 60 on the first dart.
83.
Levels up to a ton, Justin. This is a big shot. It's double 16 again for Edhouse.
72.
Seems to be a pattern emerging down in the bottom left corner. If Smith can take this 100, he will be the favourite. Double 16. Oh, that's sensible, because that flight at the 60 was in the way, and he went for the bold shot of 5/16s, treble and double execution right on the money to break the throw.
93.
Best shot of the day so far. Just goes to show that you don't have to go a certain way.
134.
You have to utilise what's open. The 60 was blocked for Justin Smith. The tops was somewhat blocked by his upright flight. So you've got 5/16s in the bottom corner where you're not going to block yourself at all. That was a very intelligent shot from the 22-year-old Welshman.
99. $177.
Great 177 for Justin to leave himself on 32 after 12. Edhouse unable to take the 167 for 12.
Game in 1.
And somebody is definitely turned up today. 2 tremendous legs back to back from Justin Smith to take this lead. Snap that 4-game streak of Richie Edhouse.
100.
It's not just about getting the wins today if you want a chance of the weekly title. It's about getting as big a win as
83.
possible. Justin Smith is on the same leg difference as yesterday's league leader, Jared Cole, plus 12.
58.
If, of course, we have 2 people at the top of the weekly table. from
3,
same points
4
and the
maybe?
same leg difference, we'll then have to go to the head-to-head.
6. Yeah.
It'll be very unlikely if we have to go to the amount of legs
16.
one after that. And of course, keep you up to date with leg difference
180.
and points daily and weekly as each match goes by. But Justin Smith today has been irresistible.
180.
180 backed up by Richie Edhouse. Just when you think the leg is in the bag, it actually might be.
70.
This time he misses double 16 for the 12 darter. Edhouse needs 84.
55.
Doesn't get there. And Smith for 4-1.
Game into.
Wonderful shot. 14 darter from him. A 4-1 advantage, averaging over 100. This is probably the best he's played in a couple of days. He's caused Richie Edhouse all sorts of problems in this game.
$97.
Just don't see Justin Smith losing from this
100.
position the way he's playing. Seems confident, seems calm.
137.
It will definitely put him in a better position than Richie Edhouse going forward, because not only will he elongate his gap in the leg difference column, but he will
59.
put a 2-point gap between these two players. And then he can watch Aaron Monk against Justicia
180.
next unfold and get himself ready for his next match against Aaron Monk, which is game number 4.
100.
Give Richie Edhouse credit though, the way he's responded in this leg, leaving 87 after 9.
In 3.
And he does get it in 12. What a leg that is. Sheer quality. Dart players do like to play on Saturdays. They're used to it. Challenge tours, pro tours, European tours, majors, they're all played on Saturdays. It just seems normal to be playing on a Saturday morning or a Saturday afternoon.
97.
Of course, before they play all of those different things, they will play local tournaments on Saturdays as well. It's in their DNA.
96.
I mentioned county matches, which both of these have played as well.
96.
They're played on Saturdays and Sundays.
$139.
Oh, brilliant mathematics from Richie Edhouse. That's really intelligent. He knew exactly what he needed to get to 170 using the 19s first. That's a pro-level piece of mathematics. Is this game not done?
58.
It's got a one visit advantage here, Richie Edhouse. It's on his throw. If he can get rid of the 112, nice and sharpish, all of a sudden the pressure will be back on Smith
40.
to serve it out. Is he faltering at the wrong time? Tops.
72.
Well, it was a positive effort. It wasn't short. And if he was going to miss it, he'd much rather miss it high than miss it low.
140.
Now the pressure's on.
$30.
Well, he hasn't cleaned it up in 4 darts in this leg at double. And Justin Smith now has 69 to wrap up the match.
Game in 3.
Yeah,
And he
that-
has managed to get 1 shot for the match. And that's all he needs for a 5-2 victory. Richie Edhouse was coming back at him. But ultimately, Justin Smith, the young man from Wales, has got himself 3 more in the leg difference column and vitally 2 more points to get himself to 22, level with Aaron Monk. The permutations will continue. That was a tremendous game. And if we're in for more of that, don't go anywhere. It's going to be great. Okay, let the plot thicken, and it's Aaron Monk against Jose Justicia of Spain to get us going for game number 2 of this Saturday morning, the 2nd of May. Now, as it stands, Aaron Monk, playing his first game of the day, is now joined at the top of the table by Justin Smith, but Monk is still 8 legs ahead in the leg difference. So what would make things really exciting for the neutrals is if Jose Justicia, who is out of all of the races, apart from the daily race today, of course, if he was to get a heavy win against Monk, that would bring him closer to the chasing pack. How will this unfold as the guys go for the bullseye? It's going to be Aaron to go for the bull first.
Bullseye.
He gets the centre.
All the best, mate.
Right from the Spaniard. And maybe this is the right game for Aaron to start on today, because he's played Jose Justicia 3 times this week. And
83.
3 times. Added to that, he played Jose twice yesterday, once in the regular league phase for Friday, and once in a bonus game at the end of yesterday's session, and he won them both. He's on a 24-hour streak, you could say.
140.
Justicia, and he feels comfortable playing him at this time, well, at any time for that matter, whether it be early or late in the session. Big win here for Monk.
180.
Out of sight in the leg difference. Started brilliantly, leaving 98 after 9.
58.
Comfortably leads tops after 12. Justicia, who got better and better yesterday, started to show more promise. Will have to start better today if he has a chance at the daily title.
Game in 3.
Aaron gets himself a nice steady 15 darter with the 3rd dart on tops to get a 1-0 lead. The victories for Monk against Justicia started with a 5-0 on Tuesday when he was drafted in because of the withdrawal of Anastasia.
92.
And the 2 wins yesterday were identical, 5-2. If you offered him 5-2 right now, he'd have your hand off. Justicia seems to be more plugged into that treble 20
140
on this Saturday. It took him a while to get going yesterday. And maybe Justicia prefers to play on Saturdays. And there isn't any pressure on him. He's probably the only player today that doesn't have any pressure on him.
99.
Because he's well out of the race for the weekly title. Maybe he could spoil everybody's chances today. I do call him the Joker. So maybe he's looking to be a little bit evil today. Monk is on the 170.
105.
I'm playing this at a very, very swift pace. Three dots at 32 go begging for Justicia. And Monk is ready to pounce.
Game in 2.
And does lead tops and 10s a lot, does Aaron these days. He's somewhat shied away from double 16 and double 8 a lot. Formulated a game plan, very much like James Wade. And a 2-0 lead for him. He's going to feel
95.
very good about this start. Well, since he was drafted in, Aaron Monk has delivered on the days he's played a lot of matches. 6 points Tuesday. 6 points
85.
Thursday, plus a bonus 2 points in the bonus game. and exactly the same yesterday. 6 points in the league phase and then 2 bonus points as well. It was that bonus game that put him at the top of the table above the chasing 3 players.
21.
First real bad visit of the morning for Aaron. He's got away with it somewhat.
Aaron, 95.
He's got to stay level-headed today, has Aaron, if he wants to win this weekly title. There are people after him. They want to take him down.
58.
But maybe the fact he's played before Jared Cole is a good thing. Someone who he will play twice today. He can get the jump on him. Aaron on the snooker checkout.
Aaron, Monk, 27. What the hell?
Doesn't understand what just happened there, but 2 stray darts, resulting in Justicia maybe being favourite for this leg. He's only just missed that bullseye in the 122. Aaron has not had one visit of over a ton in this leg.
80. Useless.
It could have been right there, but tops goes begging. Justicia needs 4s. You can hear the frustration of the Spaniard, who's had his chances in this game.
Game in 2.
And every single time he's had a chance, Aaron Monk has been there to gobble up the one that he has. The first leg was pure brilliance, but after that, Aaron Monk has scrapped his way to a 3-0 lead. This is definitely going the right way for Monk and the wrong way for the chasing pack.
$60.
After watching Aaron this week and watching his career unfold over the last 10 years, I think it's good for Aaron Monk if he gets the victory, of course.
45.
But he needs to remain positive. He can't afford to allow that negativity to get into his game.
$85.
On throw, Justicia has to be favourite here with a healthy advantage as well. But after a good start, his scoring has started to go the wrong way.
Aaron. Come on, mate. 135.
You can tell from the way Aaron's speaking to himself, which is not an alien thing. He's trying to extract everything from himself early. He does that all the time. Puts himself under immense pressure all the time.
60.
Obviously coming up way short that first 60 that he needed for the Della shot. Can Aaron steal again? He's in position.
Yeah, 96.
Just under that tops with the leg winning shot. And Jose, will he miss again? Not this time. Good news for Aaron though is that was on the Jose throw.
180.
He rebounds really well. And Justicia has got himself a total of 10 points this week.
140. Oh, here we go.
Sorry, that's 6 points. Hasn't won many games. And of course, his win against Anastasia was scrubbed. He had to play Aaron again yesterday to try and recoup that, which he did not.
141.
What a leg from Aaron Monk. 180, 140, 141. He's gone from drought to feast.
Game of 1. Consistent.
And 10 data from Aaron
Cheers,
Monk
mate.
to go
Thank
4-1
you.
up. Wow. It just goes to show darts is a tricky little beast sometimes. You can't find much for a couple of legs. And then he hits the second most perfect leg.
140.
So he's had a 9 in this competition. Quite a few days ago now. He's also had the 10. So the form is there. It's just the stuff in between which needs to be polished up a little bit. But who am I to criticise the guy at the top of the table who is going to make the gap at the top a little healthier if he can get one more leg out of this match? And how we would love to get it 5-1 to make his leg difference for the week plus 27.
95.
He does get the plus 27. That will be 12 ahead of the next challenger, Justin Smith, on plus 15.
$41.
Someone accidentally leaves a finish. Didn't want to leave 167, that's for sure. We should have 6 darts from here. Jose on 141. The way he's played today, don't think that's going to go. But the bull might.
Oh, lucky. 127.
Incredibly fortuitous miss at the 10. It's what dart players like to call a good miss. And it will be Aaron Monk on double top for 5-1.
Game of 1.
And that's a great performance. Mostly. Some of the stuff in between does need to be polished up. But if you were to offer him that result before that match, he would have had your arm off, that's for sure. 5-1 victory, 2 more points, a good start to the daily table, but most importantly for the weekly table, that's 2 more in the bag and a healthy lead at the leg difference column as well. Stick with us as Jared Cole joins us in about 5 minutes. possibly pan out. Wins so far for Justin Smith, 5 legs to 2 against Richie Edhouse, and a 5-1 victory for Aaron Monk, which has bolstered his weekly table chances very handsomely.
All the rest.
Both of those players
Bullseye.
are currently on 20 points. And not only do they need the 2 points via winning this game,
Good luck, mate.
but they're in a position now where they need to win handsomely. Jared has won the ball and starts for us. And
99.
a young man from Hertfordshire who had his day off yesterday has seen his lead evaporate at the top of the table.
134.
Now he's the one playing catch up. Both of these guys are after Richie Edhouse's first game loss.
58.
To Justin Smith. Like I mentioned, both guys on 20 points. But Edhouse's loss to Justin Smith has seen his leg difference go to +6.
45.
Which is 21 legs difference to Aaron Monk. So the point of winning handsomely is very appropriate.
100.
I think Edhouse needs to win the rest of his matches today, hope for the best. But it may be out of his reach already.
140.
Jared Cole is probably of the like mind of the other players that they probably need to win all their matches.
140.
But Cole, very much like Aaron Monk today, has 5 games. He has the bonus game against Monk later. So if he can win his first 4, we could potentially see Monk versus Cole at the end of the afternoon being a playoff for the title. That's what we all want to see. As neutrals, I'm sure it won't be that simple.
91.
Jared misses double 13 for that conversion on 104. And Richie should get a shot at tops.
62.
Does, but the dart wasn't thrown with a great deal of conviction. It seemed to dive at the end. For
Game
Jared.
shot and 2 darts.
He gets the first leg on throw. Tidy 17 darts. Jared's leg difference for the week is +12, so he's 15 behind Aaron.
16.
First and foremost, yes, he does have to win all, if not most, of his matches today.
100.
But I think he may need Aaron to lose one of his games, if not 2, by a little bit of a margin. So he needs favours from other people.
95.
And the next game could be key as Justin Smith, who's on 22 points, goes up against Monk, who's at the top.
100.
So as we see each game unfold, everything will change.
100.
Of the chasing pack, it's definitely Edhouse who is up against it the most.
40.
I just think with that leg difference of 21 legs between him and Aaron, it might be too much.
$140.
First to a finish, Richie Edhouse, looking to respond on his own throw.
100.
Jared gets to a finish himself, but 55 behind that of Richie. Double 16.
90.
He's had a few problems down in that corner today, and that wasn't happening yesterday. He's cleaning up double 16 with a lot more regularity.
97.
Wants to get rid of this nice and quickly for his own confidence. As the man from Essex.
8.
And more misses at doubles, and he's finishing more like he did on Thursday, where he came up with no points.
Game shot and 3 darts.
And Jared Cole breaks his heart and breaks his throw in leg 2 to take a 2-0 lead. We could see Richie Edhouse out of the weekly race at the end of this one.
180.
And Jared woke up this morning, he was probably thinking nothing less than 10 points will do. 5 matches. And the way
60.
he's played this week, I wouldn't back against the young man. He's a fabulous talent.
140.
Not far off. Perfect leg there. We have seen a 10 darter today already from Aaron Monk.
135.
Every time Richie Edhouse has a good score, he seems like he's up against it. It happened against Justin Smith as well, who did very, very well indeed.
135.
46 after 9
100.
for Jared Cole is spectacular.
Game shot in 2 darts.
And a 46 check out to add to that.
2.
An 11 darter to add to what he's done already. Jared Cole is on the march.
180.
Darts.
Jared Cole says good darts.
100.
And Richie's response was somewhat humorous. It's this time for Richie Edhouse. He's the one who can't miss the trebles. Maybe the shackles are off him now.
140.
After the start of Jared, he just has relaxed a little bit. He's in again.
138.
Could he get an 11 darter of his own to answer that of Jared?
60.
Doesn't get to a finish, so Richie's got time on his side. He's missed a big 20.
20.
Just goes to show, even when you're hitting 180, 131, 138 setups for a 2 darter, you can't take your eye off that big
97.
single. It's not going to hit itself.
In 2.
And Richie does find double 16 for a very tidy 14 darter, which could have been better, but it's his first leg of the match. Unfortunately for him, it was on his own throw,
100.
so it's still advantage. You could call it a bit of a derby match, you would say. Hertfordshire against Essex.
96.
They are neighbouring counties after all. 2 counties that have had
60.
astonishingly good sides in the past. Hertfordshire having the likes of the West brothers, Dennis Ovens. Essex
97.
had numerous superstars come out of their county system. Kevin Painter, Colin Lloyd, Al Hedman, Dieter Hedman.
100.
And many, many more.
132.
140.
That's a brilliant 140 from Jared because he was under immense pressure there from Richie.
100.
And if this 101 goes from Jared, I think that could be that. This could be the nail in the coffin.
53.
Not to be. Richie has a lifeline in this game. But that 5 does not help. Not able to get the 39.
22.
And Jared has got 2 darts for the leg.
32.
I think he went to patter that dart into the first 16 shot and just threw it too hard. Great guide for tops.
In 3.
And he manages to sneak it in the top left-hand corner. Bit like a Ronaldo free kick. And he gets himself a second leg on the board. And Jared Cole should have been in the distance by now. But you have to admire
95.
the plucky nature of Richie Edhouse. That's the kind of player he is. He's someone who doesn't give up.
100.
Has the ability to bounce back when things are tough. Richie, of course, living in the area of the country which was made famous in darting circles by Shane
180.
Burgess. If you haven't read his book, you should. It's incredibly amusing and very insightful as to what
58.
darts was like before the huge boom that is right now.
56.
You'll also get an insight into the title of the book. Everybody gets 15 quid. Most start paying a bit more than that
140.
these days. Jared gets more than 15, he gets 140. He's needing misses from Richie that aren't coming.
Free.
And he manages to get the big fish to equalise. What a beautiful checkout. Doesn't get any better than that. No. That will make you feel very good indeed.
59.
Where is it going wrong for Jared Cole in this game? Missed doubles. He had 2 darts for 4-1. He missed them both. And in a flash, Richie Edhouse seems to be the favourite.
95.
Could Richie be scuppering the chances
100.
of Jared Cole to win the weekly title? 2 points. Richie Edhouse is definitely not out of it.
100.
Makes it very exciting for the viewers to see how this transpires this afternoon. It could go anywhere.
140.
Could have been 4-1 down Richie Edhouse, and
140.
he was scrappy. Well, this is great evidence of it. Double 14.
In 3.
Oh, Richie Edhouse, what are you doing? 170 out, 121 out for 12, and he's in the lead. Jared Cole will be dizzy right now.
180.
He will feel like Vladimir Klitschko after that famous AJ uppercut. He'll not know where he is.
60.
Starts with a 180 after the 121 as well. He's not missing.
96.
What's a position to be in when he could have been 4-1 down?
100.
What will this do to the mentality of Cole for the rest of the day? This could really hurt him.
92.
First to a finish, easily. Edhouse will get 6
58.
starts from 133. And it has been a game of 2 halves, this one. Double 8.
1.
Well, he could have finished with a 170 checkout, a 121 checkout, and he's missed double 8 for a 133. Who does he think he is, Fallon Sherrick?
140.
Double 4 for the victory.
In 2.
Well. What a game that was. And just when you thought Jared Cole was strolling to 2 points, Richie Edhouse woke up. 170 in the middle of there, 121 for 12. But it was the plucky nature of the middle of the game. He got his chance, he took it, and then he ran with it. He gets his first 2 points of the day. And Jared Cole still has 4 games to go, but that may have scuppered his chances somewhat. Stick around. Next game, Justin Smith against Monk, and the plot will thicken even more. Oh, what an interesting day we're having here in the Icons of Darts Live League, brought to you by MODUS Sports. I hope you're enjoying it so far. We're 3 games in, and this, I feel like I'm saying this every game. This is the most important game of the day. With Justin Smith against Aaron Monk. It's the top 2 at the table. So Monk on 24 points and Justin Smith on 22. But they are the 2 players with the healthiest leg difference as well. So there are 12 legs between them. If Justin Smith can maybe replicate his previous win against Richie Edhouse by 5 legs to 2, that will be a 6-leg swing. So let's go down to the boards for the bull off to see who will start in this, which could be a key factor to see who gets the 2 points. Not just in the weekly table, but to see who wins today, as both of the players have started with a victory.
25.
25.
Who's 25's to start? Aaron Griffith first up this time.
25.
Another 25 for him. Pressure on
25.
Smith. Make no mistake, they want the throw.
25.
25.
Here we go.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Oh, outside.
I'm going to go outside. Chance for Smith.
What was that?
All best,
There we
mate.
go. Accentuated by the perfect dart. Well, this week, as with a lot of the head-to-heads, they've played each other 3 times. It's 2-1 to Aaron Monk right now. And make no mistake, this game
On 40.
is the most important game of the week for Justin Smith. He doesn't have the bonus game that Aaron Monk has at the end of the afternoon against Jared Cole. He only has 4 games. So he's under more pressure than Aaron. He might have
99.
to win this one. And that's the paramount thing. Get the points. We'd love to win
93.
by as big a margin as possible. It's going to be difficult because Aaron's played well the last few days. And in patches, in his previous game
41.
against Justicia, he was unplayable. But the stuff in between, that will give Justin Smith some
100.
hope. I think with these 2 players, we get the most honest opinions about each
100.
throw. They definitely tell us how they're feeling, which makes for good viewing for you guys. He's just surveying what he needs to
58.
do here. I think he did the right thing going to the 18s there. But Aaron in a better position. Not after that one.
26.
A disaster for Aaron Monk there. Justin has a disaster with dart 1. You can tell there's a little bit of edge, a little bit of nerve in this game, and he has one on the floor, which definitely doesn't help him. Even very good players are susceptible to a little bit of anxiety. Aaron needs 20 in bull, but he's got the double 5 bonus.
90.
He's gone inside. Should stay on the 60 for this shot. Has done double 10.
80.
A good effort. A very good effort. Double 2 for Aaron Monk.
Oh, no score.
Oh, he's gone inside double 1 to return to 5 points, and Justin Smith has dodged so many chances here from his opponent. think he may have dropped his dart and had to reset. He's gone 2 double
Game
4.
3. Gee.
Oh, that's positive. Formulated the plan. Didn't want to go inside and have a dart in his hand he couldn't use. That's really well thought out from the Welshman.
40.
$100.
It was a great performance from Justin Smith in the first game against Edhouse.
140.
Start his day off. He's the one in the best position to challenge
41.
Aaron Monk right now. And in the last game, the defeat of
100.
Jared Cole was definitely good news for Justin Smith. Simply because Jared Cole's got 5 games today as well as Aaron Monk. Aaron's got double 18 for a
Game
12
three.
darter.
Nice.
And that is how you construct a
Yeah.
12 dart leg. Ton was his worst score. 2 140s a ton, 121 out on double 18. Really well rebounded.
96.
Rebounding as well as Dennis Rodman.
97.
He's got a bit of the Dennis Rodmans about him, Aaron Monk. He's quite unpredictable at times. Hasn't got the same hairstyle
100.
or the same amount of jewellery. They've got bags of talent.
100.
When Rodman was in his heyday, his dad would have been in his
140.
heyday back in the mid to late 90s.
Oh, 100.
Aaron failing to get to a finish, and that gives 6 darts from 165 for Justin.
133.
You might just need 4 because the response after the 12 darter of Aaron has been phenomenal.
100.
Game 2.
And a lovely 14 darter from Justin Smith to regain the lead. It's not about averages today, it's about points. And it's also
45.
about how the situation changes leg on leg. And with the leg difference,
78.
it's not just, especially with games like this, it's not just about the positive aspect of you winning by a certain margin. It's about how it affects your opponents as well. So, like I mentioned with him trying to replicate the win of the first game of the day against Edhouse, he won by 3 legs, but his opponent goes down 3 legs, so it's a swing of 6. Now, if that was to happen
139.
in
Yeah,
this
good
match,
one.
for example,
I thought you
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine, but no problem.
a little bit of a misunderstanding there. I think we're back. Like I was saying about the leg difference,
96.
if we had 5-2 Justin Smith in this match, Aaron Monk would go to plus 24, and then
134.
Justin Smith would go to plus 18. So there would only be a difference of 6 as opposed to 12 as it stands right now. So things can change.
81.
Another good leg from Smith. This is on the Monk throw.
57.
93 left. And should be pressurised now by Monk. Will be,
139.
in the best way possible. Right, if you want the 3-1 lead, Justin, you need to take this out. Oh, he's gambled on the 57. Gutsy.
Game in 2. Game in 3, sorry.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Smith. Didn't have to go for the 57-36 route, but he backed himself and he plucked it out. That was very positive. And the leg score is definitely in his column now. The positivity he's brought today,
96.
Justin Smith, has been so evident. He's been working really, really hard the last couple of days.
140.
4 points from Friday and 4 points from Thursday, 6 from Wednesday and 6 from Monday.
93.
You could tell that things weren't going his way the last couple of days, and maybe today he could find a little bit of an extra gear. He
100.
seems to be backing himself a little bit more, which is a great sign for the young man.
121.
Aaron seems to be missing that
81.
first start a little bit more now. That 81 was more useful than he thought, because he puts the pressure back on Justin Smith,
134.
which he is up to. Is he kicking at the right time?
85.
This is for 4-1. Similar position to Jared Cole in the last match.
15.
Jared Cole missed those shots as well for 4-1, and he ended up being beaten 5-3. Aaron Monk goes for single 19. Is he going to go double-double? He
57.
did. It was the right play, but maybe by going at the 19 in the last start, he knows that the leg is gone.
Damon 1.
And it is 4-1 for Justin Smith. We talked about that scenario of trying to get another 5-2 in the column. Maybe you can get 5-1, which would be even better. That
100.
would bring the leg difference for the week even closer.
140.
He's like Buzz Aldrin at the minute, Justin Smith. He's on a mission.
134.
Yeah, Aaron's not played poorly in this game. A couple of missed doubles,
96.
a couple of loose shots at treble. Still averaging near 95. It's one of those quizzical games where the better
54.
player has a lesser average of 6.
58. No, 57, sorry.
Trying to leave 170 there, Justin. Not able to get a treble 19.
100.
First to a finish is Monk.
$58.
Oh, the treble's drying up at the wrong time. They tend to do that when you're one leg away from victory. You've got to start fighting. Stay within your process and keep breathing.
39.
Still a realistic chance to get this done 5-1. Double 15.
Oh, 120.
Oh, so close. You heard the clip of the wire on the double 15 shot. And Aaron Monk knows that this has to go now. Double 12.
Game of 3.
Oh, wonderfully done. Threw it like there was no pressure at all. But if he misses that double 12, he probably loses 5-1. And he's still alive in this match, 6 legs in. That would have been some
97.
way to finish that match. Seen some ridiculous finishes from Fallon Sherrick this week in the evening session.
134.
More than I could possibly mention.
$180.
Smith maxes to back up a 97 start. That's strong.
140.
Just as good from Monk. That 140 backs up a 134.
$93.
Double switch from Justin Smith there. So good
Oh
to get
my
the treble
God.
18. It's a force, Monk.
17.
Well, he needs snookers now. Smith has 6 darts from 131 to get that 5-2 scoreline to mimic the first game of the day.
60, 78, 91.
And he lines up tops. What is this this going to do for the chances of Monk, who will still be at the top of the table after this game, but only on leg difference. Double 10.
Oh, come on. 35.
3 missed darts at double, and Aaron Monk somehow is still kicking. Double top.
Game in 3.
Oh, wow. Aaron Monk, what have you done? That is going to really hurt Justin Smith. He had 3 clean match darts at tops, missed them all, and Monk survives again.
180.
If Monk wins this 5-4, I think psychologically that could be done for the rest of the field. You might think he is bulletproof. He's still got a big job to do, but when you start 180, you're forcing your opponent into doing exactly the same.
134.
$100.
Something is definitely kicked in for Aaron. Leaving 1-2-1 after 9, and he's done this in this game already. Shipping the 121 for 12. Justin's on his tail. All he's asking for is one more shot.
62.
A shot that he will get. Aaron sensibly leaves the 2-darter, the easy 2-darter. But Smith, for the match, it's 5s.
What is that?
And he's missed it, and he's bust his score.
Jesus, 132.
Threw it way too quick. Maybe a tiny lack of composure on that match dart. You cannot believe it. And Monk, for a level game, unbelievably needs tops.
Game in 2.
Wow.
No, it's
4
fine,
each.
you mate. I've been there. Been there many times.
All the best, buddy.
Of course, Justin Smith missed a previous match dart in double 5. This time, I think he just wanted to throw it faster
57.
and hope that it went in, but it was a terrible dart. Does Monk smell blood? The only
59.
bright side for Justin Smith now is that he's throwing for the match in this last leg, and Aaron has not hit a treble with his first 3 darts.
57.
These are the points where you need to take a deep breath and reset yourself
100.
over the course of 2 to 5 seconds and figure it out quickly. You've got to figure it out on the fly.
100.
Undoubtedly the game of the day.
100.
He's had more swings than Newton's cradle. No treble again. And only 1 treble in this leg for Justin Smith.
59. Good darts.
This is edgy. This is important. This is the top of the table clash. It's 4 each.
100.
I think Justin had a slip there. He should have really got to the 19s on the last dart.
99.
Aaron does to leave 84, but it's 129 for the match. Missed 130 for the match in the last leg. Took an extra second there, did Justin. Doesn't get another match dart.
64.
So it's 84 to get the unlikeliest of 2 points. Aaron. It's double 11.
Game 3.
And he's got it.
Jesus.
That is going to be a sickener for Justin Smith. I cannot believe my eyes that he managed to win that 5-4. But you have to commend Aaron Monk with some of the finishes that he took out in that match to sneak the 2 points. and deny Smith the opportunity to get closer in the table on the leg difference as well. What a magnificent game. Stay tuned for more as Jared Cole tries to get his campaign today off to a winning start against Justicia, who wants exactly the same. We'll be right back. I hope everybody has caught their breath after the last match, because I haven't. We're still wondering how Aaron Monk managed to win that game 5-4. And I'm sure Justin Smith is having a very stiff word with himself right now after missing numerous match darts to win it handsomely. However, we have to move on to Jose Justicia and to see whether Jared Cole can keep his hopes alive of winning this weekly table. It didn't go according to plan against Richie Edhouse. Started well, Jared Cole, in that match.
Good luck.
But Edhouse at the end was irresistible. Let's go down for the bullseye to see who will start this one off. Bullseye for Justicia.
Outside.
Outside for Cole.
Good luck.
Now, Justicia, of course, is playing for Pride. Only managed to get one leg against Aaron Monk in game 2 of this morning's session. Still sitting on only 6 points for the week.
60.
Jared Cole on 20 and a leg difference of +10. Still has a chance of winning this weekly table for 2 reasons. One, he still has 4 games to go today, not 3.
125.
2 of those are against Aaron Monk, the league leader. So if he can win all 4 games from here and win both games against Aaron Monk, there's every chance he can win the league. So he cannot be discounted.
140.
First and foremost, Jared needs this win. He needs to get over the line. I think he needs to get over the line handsomely, because the difference in the leg count with him and Aaron is 18. He doesn't want it to come down to that. He can win it on points only, but just in case, he needs to, for the want of a better phrase, absolutely batter Jose Justicia. Jared needs tops.
Game shot in 3 darts.
And gets tops for a lovely clean 76 out. It was 2 misses at a double for Jared Cole that cost him the opportunity of a big win against Edhouse. He was 3-1 up. And he missed 2 shots at double 16 to go 4-1 ahead. And after that, everything changed.
$125.
They played each other on Monday. A score of 5-1 to Jared Cole, which right now I'm sure he would probably take.
94.
Day 2 is exactly the same. 5-1 to Jared Cole. Got a little bit worse for him on day 3, where it was only 5-2. But winning 3 games in a row against
100.
someone like Jose is definitely good for your confidence when you're playing him again. $180 from Justicia changes the complexion of this 1-2-4 out for Jared Cole.
56.
He's unable to get a shot at the ball. And in all likelihood, Jose is going to be level now. Well, 2 shots at tops that were shaving that wire.
Game shot in 2 darts.
And Jared Cole pounces like a jaguar on that 68. No trouble at all. His finishing in this game so far has been pinpoint. Has that knocked the stuffing out of Justicia? And is he being reminded of those 3 heavy defeats earlier in the week?
$96.
On the whole, Jared's scoring has been very, very good this week. but he has had periods where he shaved the wire more often than not, with scores like 58 and 96. It's been a good experience for Justicia this week.
140.
I don't think he's going to win the daily title. He's definitely not winning the weekly one. But I think everybody's had to make adjustments to play this format. Some people have warmed to it a lot quicker than others.
100.
Fun from Jared to leave 107 first to a finish. And he has time on his side.
$83.
Leaves himself very handily placed on double 12 when he returns. It will be for 3-0. Great shot from Justicia,
Game
though.
shot in 1 dart.
But in a matter of milliseconds, Jared Cole finds his way to 3-0. Playing like he's got the fast forward button on.
100.
I'm sure someone of Jared's age probably doesn't even know what fast forward means. I wonder if Jared Cole has ever owned a VCR or a Betamax. He's from a completely different generation.
100.
His darts are very much part of the new school breed of players, which, from someone who myself is from the previous generation, I like to say it, I am happy to have them.
140.
Incredibly steady from both players in this fourth leg. 4 tons and a 140, and another ton. 5 tons and a 140 in 6 visits. Great consistency.
40.
A bad look there for Jared as the dart falls out the board. I'm sure that was 60 points as well. And when Jared has a bad throw, so does Jose. 1 dart.
Oh, wow. 87.
He underpitches it massively and offers a very small opportunity to Justicia, which goes begging after the first dart. Now, surely Jared Cole splits this. Yes, he does.
Game shot in 3 darts.
And he does clean it up really nicely for a 4-0 advantage. Steamrolling his way towards another big victory against Justicia. Seems to own the Jose Justicia voodoo doll, and he's definitely putting pins in it right now.
Oh, wow. 125. $140.
Ideal scenario this for Jared. 4-0 up, scoring well, looking to get the 5-0 victory. To close the gap to 4 points at the top. To put this one in the bank. And then
85.
everything rests on his games with Monk later in the afternoon. The leg difference does not hold much importance at this point. It's all about Jared Cole trying to get closer to Monk on points first. At this point in time, Jared is 6 points behind. It will be 4 if he banks this leg. I'm just taking a slight pause because I think we have a problem with Jose's sound. We're just trying to rectify that at this time. I'll be right back.
Carry on. Yeah.
Jared is back to the oche now, as we seem to have sorted out Jose's sound.
83.
Good last start. Next visit should bring a match opportunity. Plenty of time, but he wants to get rid of it quick.
52.
Just inside that double 16 for the first match winning opportunity. Will his return reap the 5-0?
Oh, wow. No score.
No score, and you can't leave Justicia on a 120. He took this out twice yesterday in the same match. But it's a different day, and it's a different Justicia.
Game shot in 1 dot.
But it is the same sort of result for Jared Cole, who has been walloping Justicia all week. First time he's beaten him 5-0 though. That's a wonderful result for him and his chances. It's all down to him against Aaron Monk twice this afternoon, which could determine where the league goes. Definitely favourite Monk, but Cole is not out of it. Next, Edhouse against Monk. This is a big one. Don't miss it. Revert back to the league leader against Richie Edhouse this time. And with Edhouse playing 2 matches already today and 1 to come against Justicia, it all comes down to this for Richie Edhouse. If he loses this match, he's done. Can't win the league. If he wins it, still has a small
Balls up.
chance. But it's still very small. Aaron to go first. And if he wins this match, he will not only get 2 more points to total 6 for the daily table, which
60.
will put him in a strong position to win that particular honour. But it will put him on 28.
100.
And that will be bad news for everybody else.
100.
Because if Aaron Monk gets 28 points, that's that.
96.
Jared Cole has only got 2 more matches to play
140.
today, so he can only get to 26 points. Justin Smith has only got 2 more matches today. He can only get to 26 points. Richie Edhouse can only get to 26 points. Monk's already there.
140.
So by winning this match, Aaron Monk, with 2 games to spare, will win the league.
60.
Over the top of tops for a 15 dart start.
120.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Richie. It's a well thrown shot, but just clattered into the flights.
Game in 2.
And Aaron Monk goes back to Old Faithful double 10 to get himself a 1-0 lead. If Aaron Monk does win every game today
100.
and gets 10 points, he will equal the record points total for the week.
96.
It's held by yours truly, 32 points. Max from Richie Edhouse in response to that solid start from Aaron.
40. Good dance.
I'm sure Richie will know that this is the last chance saloon. And even with that,
82.
he's going to need defeats for Aaron Monk for the rest of the afternoon, and they're going to have to be big defeats.
84.
Bounce out on the bullseye shot for Richie.
81.
Somewhat sensibly on this occasion, I think, goes away from the bullseye just to line up a nice number. And
91.
dart players love 68. It's just one of those nice numbers that gives you a lot of options.
In 2.
And there's scenario A for that 68 for a 14 darter. Nice response there from the Essex man.
44. Monk.
Aaron came second in last week's lead.
140.
Looking to go one better, and couldn't ask for a better opportunity to get it done.
60.
He'd also like to win the daily table. He's currently the only player on 4 points
180.
at the halfway stage of daily fixtures.
On 40. You sure?
Edhouse looking to break the Monk throw with excellent darts so far of 180 and 140.
80.
Tightly packed darts again, but only 80 for his efforts.
100. Useless.
94 left after that 7 for Richie. Sets up tops
3.
and a really good recovery. 12 darter from Edhouse to back up the 14 from the last leg. And he's averaging 105. Could categorise Richie Edhouse as a back-to-the-wall kind of player. Because he likes to come out swinging when...
97. Your first dart's useless.
He mentioned earlier on in the morning, before he played the first game against Justin Smith, that he had to change his points. You play as much as these guys do.
140.
You have the option of sharpening them up, or you can just change the points completely to get some sharpness on the end. And he decided to repoint them.
77.
Third dart that has gone begging in this match for Richie Edhouse, whether it's a bounce out or a hanger on the board.
140.
And Aaron seems to have woken up in the scoring stakes. Leaving 1, 2, 4 after 9. Plenty of time. He's playing very fast today, Aaron Monk.
84.
Has had a varied amount of styles over the years, Aaron. He's had points where he's been an aimer, but today I think he's just letting that arm go.
Game and 2.
And a 14 darter from him accentuates the quality we've seen from the last 3 legs. 2 14s and a 12. This game has been littered with it. 2 each in a game where Aaron can sort the league.
140.
I'm not sure if Aaron will know that.
44.
I've always been the kind of player that in league format, I just want to play the games that are in front of me. I don't want to know the permutations.
60.
The last thing you want to do as a dart player is think. You want to just do.
58.
Bad position.
100.
In this leg. 399 after 6. And Monk has got the equivalent of 3 tons
60.
to chip away and get the lead once more.
100. Monk.
Well, Aaron, not pleased with that last dart, but it was in the wrong area. He should have gone 25 in bull to set up the 2 darter.
140.
He's got 6 darts from here, though. Double 12 is not going to
53
get
scored.
a visit from his 3rd dart. I think double top will be on his 2nd dart next time. He'd much rather leave that than double 16 on the evidence of the last few days.
Game and 2.
Double top is taken for that lead once more. He's 2 legs away from winning the league.
140.
100.
I'm just doing my calculations in my head. Jared Cole has got 3 more games to go. So he can get to
140.
28 points.
60.
To sail through a huge gap in that leg difference. So it's not mathematically certain that Aaron can win the league in this game, but it's 90% there.
96.
After some of the games we've seen today, used to say everything won't just turn around. Well, Richie's missed the big 9 on the 41.
25.
He's also missed the double 8 on the correction shot. Been a great leg from him so far. 2 140s and a 180.
99.
In 2.
Edhouse gets there to equalise once more. Guarantee that Jared Cole and Justin Smith, for that matter,
81.
who is still mathematically possibly part of this league, are hoping that Edhouse goes mad from here, mad from Madhouse, and wins 5-3 and still keeps their chances alive.
134.
Aaron had a nightmare on the scoring in the last leg. But is somewhat recovered here as Richie stumbles.
81.
24.
That's a horror visit for Richie. That's basically offering the leg to Aaron if he can finish it off.
Aaron. 100.
100 is good enough. Need of 273,
140.
which has almost been halved there. But why Aaron Monk has gone for 2 double tops there, I've got no idea. There's no need for it. Hit 2 single 20s and line up tops, but get the 16 double 10, which you love. Questionable tactics from Aaron Monk, especially after that 140 from Richie.
Yeah, 40. Oh dear.
And that's why he shouldn't have done it. If Richie Edhouse takes out this 98, it will accentuate the tactical error from Aaron Monk. Double 12.
92.
Oh, and he's hit double 9. So close. It rattled the wire. But when Aaron Monk made mistakes with tactics yesterday, he got away with it every single time.
Game in 3.
And he's got away with it once more. And that's why he's not being pulled on it. Oh, it's frustrating to watch if you're an Aaron Monk fan. He is getting the results. He's getting the legs. But boy, is he making your heart beat for them. With your opponent not in a finish, you should never go double-double.
44.
And he could have easily been bitten there. I saw a tweet from Sky Sports journalist Rod Studd yesterday talking about that very subject, and he was spot on.
100.
He had 107 yesterday, Aaron, and went 57. Next start was Bull. Just tactically not the right thing to do, but I'm not going to talk about it anymore unless he does it one more time.
10.
Richie, after 81, 140, 97 in this leg. Has a little bit of an advantage, which that dart helps. Putting himself on 98.
10.
The opportunity to get the 4-4. That's 83 left. He does set it up, but Aaron Monk has 157 to win 5-3.
10.
Now this 36 has to go.
In 1.
Does. It all comes down to this leg. Most important leg of the week for anybody.
$140.
Tremendous start from Monk.
83.
He's got one hand on the title right now, has Aaron.
100.
And it will be his if he beats Jared Cole in his next match.
96.
59.
Average of 87 from Aaron.
134.
He's been better than that in most parts of this match. Richie finds his way under 200 first.
Response 145.
And now he could be the favourite. May have to go 18s here.
94.
A beautiful way to halve your score. He will return for 94.
99.
And it has to go. Huge shot coming in. That's a 1. Hasn't got the 57 on the second dart.
29.
And Aaron Monk to put one hand firmly on the title and almost to place his second one very close to it. It's tops.
Gave it to.
Darts.
And he has got it. 5 legs to 4. Well, they both struggled at times in that game, but that really was a good contest. Edhouse is out of the race. Aaron Monk has nearly got the job done. All he has to do is beat Jared Cole in his next match. But next one for us is Justin Smith against Justicia. And we'll talk about more permutations in a few moments' time. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you shortly. and just affect the weekly table with his own points, and we can also confirm that Justin Smith can no longer win the weekly table because with 2 games to go for him this afternoon, one against Justicia and the other against Jared Cole, he can no longer bridge the gap to Aaron Monk. Still playing potentially for second place.
Me for the ball, just like that. Yeah, all the best, buddy.
And he's still in with a little bit of a shout when it comes to the daily table, even though he'd have to win both of his remaining games and hope that Aaron Monk loses his next game against Jared Cole, which will undoubtedly be the biggest game of the entire week.
136.
I think Justin is still smarting a little bit from his defeat to Aaron Monk, which took place around midday, because he was in such a strong position there at 4-1 and missed match darts
58.
at tops, 10s, and 2 at double 5, one of which was for 130 checkout, which was severely pulled into the 12 to bust the score. And if he'd won that match, his race would still be alive. But as it stands now, it is not. But he has really enjoyed this experience and is still hoping to get another win against Jose Justicia,
60.
a 4th of the week. $150 coming in for Justin, and I like the route of
59.
using the 19s. 6 of them would have left double 18.
Game in 3.
Justin cleans that up nice and easy to take a 1-0 lead. It's been an interesting week for Justicia, who has struggled to cope with the standard of the British-based players. As far as debut weeks do go, I think Justin Smith can be very proud of his efforts. Currently on 22 points for the week, with a leg difference of plus 14. You can sense from his volume and the way he's saying his scores in this match that the pressure is gone. He would have woken up this morning with the hope that he could win the weekly title, but now that that's gone, he can just play with a little bit of freedom, play his best, and try and get as many points as possible.
$57.
Not able to take the 1-2-1, and Jose gets the 104 opportunity, which isn't really scared and offers Smith the chance of taking tops.
Game in 2.
He
Game in
does.
3, sorry.
A lovely 15 darter to snag the throw of Justicia. It'd be somewhat ironic if Justin Smith was to get a huge win here when it's too late.
57.
Justicia will have another dead rubber in the weekly table against Edhouse in a couple of games' time. Both guys playing for Pride, but Edhouse still playing for second place.
134.
So in that respect, they are playing for something. A lot of the averages from Justicia
45.
have been in this sort of range this week, around 80 to 85, and that's not going to cut the mustard against this new crop of players. The likes of Cole and Justin Smith, who are
133.
more often than not in the 90s. More evidence of the darting intelligence of Justin Smith using the 19s to get to a finish. And didn't have to use the bullseye route. Just lines up the ton, leaves 32. And in his own mind, he's already won the leg. All he's got to do is hit the green bit.
Game is won.
And does so. You can feel how much pressure he is not under anymore, because things were so much more tense against Edhouse earlier and against Aaron Monk. I think he's going to be thinking about that Aaron Monk game for some days to come.
60.
3-0 here in no time at all. He's doing his daily chances. Some good. His daily leg difference is +2 and Aaron's is +6.
66.
So he may need a defeat. In fact, he will need a defeat by Aaron Monk from Jared Cole in the next one, I feel. If he stands a chance.
96.
Justicia has found his best leg. Unable to take the double 12 for either an 11 or a 12 darter. Seems like the first time that Jose has had some breathing room today. As he gets himself a cushy little 13 darter. Yeah, Justicia was stuffed by Jared Cole earlier, 5-0. That was not close. And
60.
he's only had one leg on the board until that one right there, because he was defeated by Aaron Monk, 5 legs to 1. He's definitely found his scoring sandals, that's for sure.
140.
I wouldn't blame him if he was wearing sandals playing in Spain on those rather cold floors and somewhat elevated temperatures over there. But we do not advocate at MODUS Sports to play darts in sandals, because if you get a bounce out to hit your foot, it's your own fault.
$93.
Good approach there from Justin to leave 74, but Jose has it in his own hands for the ball. And he has the fortunate miss to leave tops just in case the 74 doesn't go from the Welshman. Double 16.
Come on. 16 left.
He's pushed that ever so slightly, and Jose can get himself back in this match with tops. And he has played properly the last couple of legs to bridge that gap in this match. Arguably the 2 best legs that he's had this week. If you think, just because he's got 6 points for the week, that losing all these matches doesn't hurt.
140.
You should have seen Justicia after yesterday's last match against Aaron Monk. He was seething with defeat. Losing hurts, whether you're in the race for the weekly table or an honour of any sort. You want to win every match that you play. Again, Justin Smith under pressure from good scoring from Jose.
134.
He's up to it this time with 6 19s. A good recovery from Justicia there after the first dart 1. And earlier on in the day, Justin Smith had 93 and hit it in 3 after going 57 first.
Oh, come on.
This
60
occasion, he
left.
pushes that double 16 shot again, but it's only just over the wire. Justicia misses. Oh, he gets the 16, he gets the double 5. I thought it was in the treble 5. I've got to go to the nearest opticians when they're open, but it's 3-3. Is Justin Smith smarting still from that Aaron Monk game, because he was flying in this match, and Justicia has come back like a sledgehammer to the patio, just absolutely cracking him open and revealing some scar
96.
tissue.
$96.
Jose's last win was yesterday against Keelan Kay, who had lots of trouble yesterday with darts going into the 5. And that 5-2 win for Jose was a rare victory for him. This would make him feel a whole lot better.
96.
Not just because of the scoreline, but his average is very similar to that of Justin. Good averages of 95 and change for both players. 1-1-3 for Justin Smith.
Game in 3.
And he manages to get it. Stops the rot, does Justin Smith, with a lovely ton plus checkout.
100.
Even though he can't win the weekly table, Justin Smith will want to get as many points as possible for his own confidence. If he was
104.
to play this format again, he'd want to try and better that. He's already said to us off the air how much he's enjoyed it, and we've enjoyed having him as well. It's full of character, full of banter, and some of the darts he's played this week have been absolutely sensational. Looking to finish this match with a flurry. 121 is possible.
85.
Over pitches the double 18 for a 12 dart finish, which would have seen him average around 99. But he returns to get it done. Double 8.
Oh, come on. 28.
And he's offered Jose a small lifeline. Unable to take that lifeline and swim with it. And Justin surely, with double 4 remaining, will return to get this done.
Game in 1.
And there it is, a 5-3 victory for Justin Smith in a very workmanlike game where he was 3-0 up, then it was 3-3, but 5-3 for him. Keeps him alive on the daily table, but the weekly table is gone. He has one match left a little bit later on against Jared Cole. But next, it is Monk against Cole, and we will see a league winner if Monk wins that match. If Cole wins, it all gets thrown up in the air again. weekly table comes down to this match, potentially. And not only that, but the daily table can be sewn up as well by the same player. Aaron Monk has won all 3 of his games this afternoon by hook or by crook. And if he gets to 8 points after this, he'll have an unassailable daily lead. But one more win will put him on 30 points for the week.
Bullseye.
And that will be insurmountable by the guy that he's playing, who is the only person left in the field who can take him off the top. Aaron wins the first mini battle and will throw first.
$42.
They played each other a couple of times this week. And it is 1-all.
140.
I'm not sure Jared was too aware before this game began of
99.
what his chances of winning the weekly table were. I think he was under the impression that it was completely gone,
140.
as opposed to just likely gone.
Great.
Cole now knows
80.
that he has to win all 3 games. So it's this game against Monk, the final game against Monk at the end of the day, and the game against Justin Smith before that. And it will then come down to leg difference, which is a gap of 14 right now. So the scenario is simple for Jared Cole. Win all 3 and win them well.
100.
Ton for Aaron on throw is not good enough to get in touch with Jared Cole,
129.
who lines up double 16 perfectly from 161. Tactically perfect.
$100.
Game shot in 2 darts.
Double 8 gets him a break of throw to start the match. Not sure how much he's aware of the gaps that he needs in these wins.
100.
But maybe the amount of information that he requires to know how to win this weekly table
59.
is too much to take into a match. So he's trying to stay away from that and just focus on what he has to do leg on leg, which is definitely the right attitude.
$100.
Aaron has played a lot of games in the last 3 days. Only did
87.
one game on Wednesday, which was a bonus game against Justin Smith, which he lost. But since then,
50.
8 points on Thursday, 8 points on Friday, 6 already today.
140.
He's been a points machine. But it's Jared who's the scoring machine so far in this encounter.
Ton.
And the ton from Aaron again does not leave him a finish. So time on his side, Jared.
94.
Slightly undercooks that top shot, but will return for 10s.
100.
Same round.
Game shot in 1 dart.
Which he disposes of in 1. To bring his average down from 107 to an even 100. 16 darts followed by
100.
the 14 in the first leg.
140.
Definitely keep us on the edge of our seats if Jared Cole wins this one big.
81.
It would have been a very different scenario had Justin Smith disposed of Monk from 4-1 up.
100.
Again, Jared Cole is not missing much.
Oh, come on, Aaron. God's
On
sake.
that treble 20,
81.
140 ton.
60.
Gets him to 99. Just over a ton in front.
139.
Jared puts a huge hole in that. Aaron has one dart at tops, which is beautifully thrown. It's a great check out. And there were signs of frustration in that leg. I'm not going to sugarcoat that.
60.
But maybe that little bit of a vent has helped him relax a little bit. And that's something that a lot of the players playing this format have had to get used to.
$139.
I think Jared Cole going to the 19s there was very prudent, because the second dart seemed to spike in that
100.
60. And if he'd have hit that dart, it might have fallen on the floor.
58.
Only 58 from him. And Aaron, if he tons down again, will have a slender lead.
58.
Honours even on the Cole throw.
100.
Sense that ton was just under what he required to give himself that little bit of space.
100.
As you were.
100.
Good last dart from Jared Cole. Craving that 3-1 advantage.
59.
He's likely to have it.
Game in 2 darts.
And it is an advantage that he has. I always say that a break is only a break if you hold in the next leg. Well, he has consolidated that break and throw with that hold.
Nope. 100.
Oh, Jared. 60.
Every single piece of Jared Cole wants to win this 5-1.
121.
Solid start from Aaron. Ton 121.
100.
Towards the halfway point of a 5-1 leg, which is currently too much for Cole to live with.
121.
If he's getting 2 trebles every time, the pressure is firmly on the younger of the 2 players.
100.
Doesn't really matter that he's on a bogey number at this point.
80.
Last dot saves his bacon.
58.
And he's got numerous chances to get rid of this. Last time it was 99.
39.
79 is no good.
140.
Can't afford to miss this, Aaron Monk.
Game in 1.
And does not. He's definitely got a game plan with double top as opposed to double 16 or double 18. Finds himself in that portion of the board 95% of the time. But in a game that Jared simply has to win,
59.
he starts strongly on his own throw again.
60.
And on Tuesday, when they had their first game, it was 5-3 to Aaron Monk.
136.
And their return fixture on Thursday, it was Cole.
60.
Scoreline. So they were on as even going into this match at 8 legs all, if you were keeping that kind of tally.
81.
Jesus, Jared, mate. 60.
Phenomenal opportunity here for Aaron Monk to extinguish the lead of Jared Cole.
99.
That's enough. He will have a chance to go to 3-3 with the 1-2-6.
100.
Big shot. Bullseye.
Game in 3.
And he gets it. That's why players of Aaron's talent love 1-2-6. It's just a shot that is inviting a little bit of brilliance. You have the out of the single on the first shot. He gets the treble, he gets the bullseye, and he equalises and gets his throwback.
140.
He's 2 legs away from sewing this whole thing up.
100.
I'm not going to look at the leg difference at this point because he might already be there. But in his own mind, he's not thinking about leg difference. He's thinking about just getting the 2 points and sewing up both titles today.
85.
Is Cole's race run. Started very,
74.
very positively, but Aaron seems to be accelerating at this point.
100.
6 darts minimum from 105.
Game shot in 3.
And he got double top to get a 4-3 there. It's a showpiece shot. It was the wrong tactical shot, but it still looks great, and it does equal 501 in 12 darts.
100.
He's been playing the game in the last couple of days a bit like Messi with the ball at his feet and taking an extra couple of left foots over the ball without touching it.
98.
He's been playing a flashy style, which at times is tactically imperfect.
100.
But every single time he has done it, it has resulted in a leg win.
Oh, 60.
He's 1 leg away from 30 points and the win.
Jared, mate, follow it. 100.
It will also put him 2-1 up against Cole for the week.
60.
For their final encounter and the last match of the Icons of Darts League with Motorsports at the end of the session.
60.
Very straight from Jared in this leg. 3 tons and a 60.
57.
After the 12 darter in the last leg, Aaron
90.
is barely over the halfway point in 12 darts in this one.
140.
51 needs to go for Cole.
Game shot in 2.
And there he has it, 4 each.
Let's.
Aaron to serve it out. If he wins this leg, he wins the daily title and he wins the weekly title.
100.
All on 1 leg. The leg difference between these two before this game was
60.
14. If Cole was to win this, it would change by 2 and go to
100.
12, which would keep him alive, but he'd still have to win the last 2 matches.
Wow.
He'd have to win
60.
them handsomely against Justin Smith and against Aaron Monk in the return game. When Aaron Monk is getting
100.
the treble 20s, 1 of them per visit so far on this leg, and Jared hasn't got any until now.
140.
Finds himself only 40 behind now, though, just in case Aaron stumbles.
100.
And he's going for the 5-ton game. 4 tons, followed by a 101
100.
to finish the job. With Jared on 141, it's likely he's going to get 6.
Game in 3.
But only needs the 3. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. You have your weekly winner in Aaron Monk. You have your daily winner in Aaron Monk, and he does it with a 5-ton game, something that you don't see very often anymore. because everybody seems to go for the bull after you hit that third ton. But there you go. It's all done. It's dusted. There's your winner. But it doesn't mean the action's over. We've still got a few matches to go for your entertainment pleasure. So stay with us for the rest of the action in about 5 minutes. Well, now that the daily title in the live league and the weekly title have been decided, we have to turn our attention to some matches for pride. So it's England versus Spain in this one. Now, Justicia is still firmly rooted to the bottom of the table after no victories today. This will be his final game of the week. It will also be the last game of the week for Richie Edhouse, who has had an up and down week, I think it's fair to say. Only 2 points from his previous 3 matches today. Unfortunately for Richie, he has no hope of making second place because of leg difference.
All the best, mate.
You would think, because he's on 22 points and second place is on 24, that he would still have any hope. But the problem is, Justin Smith and Jared Cole have to play each other
24.
in the next game, which means that either of those players will have a positive
All the best, mate.
influence on their leg difference. So even if Richie was to win this 5-0, that would get him to plus 12. And Jared Cole and Justin Smith are on plus 16 and plus 14, respectively.
140.
We'll talk about that more in the next match when they play each other. But right now, let's see who will get 2 more points on the board in this daily tally. Out of the 2, Richie has undoubtedly been the stronger of the 2, racking up those 22 points. And playing darts for 5 days in a week is challenging, whether you're at a big event or whether you're playing at home. And there have been some ups and downs mentally for Richie and for Jose. So I'm sure they will sleep well tonight when they have a day off tomorrow. As for what will happen next week, well, you'll have to stay tuned to the MODUS Darts Twitter page, won't you?
99.
I'm not going to say any more than that. If you want to see live darts later in the year when things do return to normality, MODUS Darts do put on very large exhibitions around the United Kingdom and sometimes in Europe. So stay tuned for news of that as well. Double 16 for Richie Edhouse.
In 3.
For the first leg, that's a beautiful dart. Blocks the middle part of the bed and goes to the north. And finds a nice breaker throw to start this one off in 15.
96.
Ordinarily, 22 points would be a very healthy tally to get you in the top 2, but for me, this has been probably the most competitive and evenly paced league out of all 8
180.
leagues that we've had. To have 4 players in with a shout of winning it on the last day is testament to how much these games have gone backwards and forwards, and the results have gone backwards and forwards
84.
over the last 6 days. But full credit Aaron Monk for winning. If he wins his last game, Aaron Monk, he will equalise the record points total of 32 in a week.
90.
Richie just too good for Jose at this point, averaging way north of 100. Misses the big number. Can he rescue it and get another 15 darter?
19.
The answer is no on this occasion. He comes back to the board though for 3 at double 16 for 2-0, and all he needs is 1. To maintain that very steady start of 15 and 16 darts. That's where players expect to be, somewhere between 15 and 16, if not better. You are going to have days where you average north of 100 and have a brilliant, brilliant performance. But more often than not, you are going to average between 15 and 16 if you're playing well. First 180 of the match for Jose Justicia.
123.
Good recovery after that second dart slip from Richie. And there you go, there's 180 number 2. He'll be saying to himself,
97.
in his own lingo, where has this form been all week? As he fails to take out the 41. And Richie has an outside shot at the 150. Just next door.
59.
Just next door on the 57. Went into the treble 7. But Jose is unable to take the requisite double on both sides of the board. And can Richie get a shot at the ball?
66.
It was not far away. Just flicked that flight a bit too much.
Darts.
And he manages to fall over the line in that third leg, Jose Justicia, as opposed to winning it in 11, which is where it should have been.
140.
A lot of the players this week have been asking the question as to when live sport and live darts, for that matter, will return to our screens, and when we will all go back to the European Tour and the Pro
54.
Tour, the Challenge Tour, the Development Tour, JDC Tour, of course, which now has a virtual way of doing things. If you want to know more about that, please go to the JDC website. Well, it's not in our hands.
57.
The government tells us what to do, and we have to stay at home in the meantime and do the right things. The fortunate thing is that you can play darts in a very small room, and we can bring you this kind of entertainment. We hope you're enjoying it. Advantage of throws firmly with Richie Edhouse after these two trebles.
140.
And he will get the first crack at a double, you would think.
Great darts.
Maybe not. But it is double 16.
Uh, 94.
And he's pushed it into the single. So if Jose can be more clinical on his doubles here, he can steal. He's missed the single 15, going for double 8 after getting the treble 10 instead of the treble 15. 2 darts to forget, really. The first one was close, the second one was not.
Into.
But the double 4 is good for Richie Edhouse to take a 3-1 advantage. If Richie was to win this game, he'd finish the week on 24 points, which is very commendable. That's an average.
125.
6 points for 4 days. If you've got 6 points every day for the 5 days that he played, he would be on 30.
96.
But he has lost the odd match, which has cost him 2 vital points here and there. That's where it's been won and lost. And it is arguable that maybe Aaron Monk has had a little bit of the rub of the green on occasions against certain opponents.
180.
He could finish the entire week with a real flourish here, Richie. sitting on 100 after 9, playing really well, would put him 4-1 up.
60.
2 great darts at tops, but somehow they don't fall into the right bed. He'll come back for tops to try and put that right.
Into.
If he can't get it on tops, get it on 10s. And he is 4-1 up, averaging close to 97, which is where he was averaging yesterday when he got 8 points out of 8. Well, tonight's weekly title is pretty much all said and done with an 8-point advantage at the top for Dave Evans. But funny things have happened. The way he's played this week, all he's got to do is win one more time, really, just to put it in the bank.
44.
Fabulous performance this week from the Manchester player. I know that he was particularly happy with getting a 4-2 win over Phil Taylor last night.
96.
Still advantage Edhouse after 9 darts. Only 6 from Jose. But that bridges the gap somewhat.
131.
Well, lovely use of the treble 17. So he has the opportunity of finishing the week on a 170. And he's already hit a 170 today. He's not going to get a second.
58.
Justicia does what he needed to get 2 trebles. But it will be a match dart for Richie Edhouse.
96.
The treble 12 for the double 8 shot. That was a little bit different. Tops for Justicia.
Darts.
And he steals it from under Richie Edhouse's nose just to keep this game going. 4 legs to 2, and Justicia can hold to get within 1 more for 4-3. Justicia playing like an annoyance to Edhouse right now, thinking that the game was done, missing 1 match dart, and then he starts the leg with a 140 as if to say, I'm not going to go away.
$100.
And the pressure's off. Seems like Justicia starts to turn up at this time of day. He comes alive. He did exactly the same yesterday when he was playing against Richie Edhouse, which
57.
Richie just edged 5-4. But there were points in that game where Jose was sublime. I would try and say what very good is in Spanish, but nobody wants to hear me sounding like Julio Jodio, the famous Harry Enfield character. $104 for Richie Edhouse. We'll get it done. Double 12.
In 3.
And there you have it. Richie Edhouse gets himself 2 more points with a wonderful 104 checkout to finish things off. It's 5 legs to 2, an average of around about 95, which is a very solid performance to finish his week. Jose Justicia can hold his head high. It hasn't been a great week for him, but you never know. We might see him again back on the tour and, of course, in the different soft tip and steel tip circuits. So good luck to him. We'll see more of Richie Edhouse probably in the coming weeks, we hope. But stay with us for the next match, which is Justin Smith and Jared Cole. We'll see you soon. And we'll be back in about 2 or 3 minutes. Hello, everyone, and this is the final match of the daily table, which has already been won by Aaron Monk, of course, who has 8 points on the board.
All the best.
This game does have a bearing on second place
25.
in the table for the week.
25.
As it stands, as they go for the bull, Justin Smith is on 24 points. Jared Cole is on 22.
25.
Leg difference for Justin Smith is plus 16.
Outside.
And Jared Cole is plus 14. However,
25. All the best, Jared. Good luck.
Black.
if Jared Cole was to win this match and equalise on points, if it was, say, 5-4 to Jared Cole, he would be on the same leg difference and the same points with a game to play against Aaron Monk. So we don't have to talk about that too much. That will follow this game. But if he
85.
finishes second, we do have this match and the next to look forward to.
60.
If Justin Smith wins this game, he will finish second for the week, which is
96.
a fabulous achievement, and he will get it with 26 points, but only if he gets this win.
180.
Darts.
First 180 of the match from Justin Smith, who leaves 1-2-1 after 9. Strong start.
100.
85.
Nice leave of 36 as well.
60.
Jared was saying just before we came on the air here that he's averaged
Game
mid to sort of lower to mid 90s today. Not played poorly, just hasn't had the rub of the green. And as Justin Smith takes care of a 14 dot leg, Jared's cause gets a little bit harder.
93.
All seems to have gone wrong for him since Thursday night, where he was at the top of the table.
60.
Hasn't really affected it much since then. Only 2 points on the board today. After
26.
heartbreaking loss to Richie Edhouse, 5 legs to 3. Rectified that with a 5-0 victory over Justicia. But then losing to Aaron Monk, 5 legs to 4.
180.
Darts.
Second 180 of the match from Justin Smith. And when he's playing well, he does hit a lot of 180s. Got quite a long point in that dart.
60.
And he can knit those darts together very tightly.
134.
Playing very fast as well.
$140.
140 from Jared to get to a finish, but Justin's there before him. Double 16.
83.
And a beautiful check out of 15 darts. Playing like a man who already knows he's going to finish second, but that is not the case yet. But he is 3 legs away from that honour in his debut week in the Icons of Darts Live League.
$85.
If Justin Smith was to win this match and solidify second place,
60.
that would make the last match of the afternoon, the second game between Monk and Cole, a dead rubber.
58.
The only thing on the line would be Aaron Monk trying to get the points record equalised at 32 for the week.
$100.
Still favourite for the leg, Justin Smith on throw.
60.
He's been very strong in the scoring so far in this match, but he's only had 1 treble in the last 9 darts.
100.
Doesn't really know where to go now that the 60's blocked, but the 18s might be a good route. Decides on the southern option.
100.
Now that 97 is a little harder when Jared leaves 58. Just shy on that 54 shot. And Jared returns
47.
to get within 1 and halve that deficit. He misses the 18. Sign of a tired arm.
26.
And 2 missed singles from Jared. Sign of a very tired arm. And Justin is double 16 bound again.
Ah, come on. 28. 34.
Not to be on this occasion, and somehow
Okay,
Jared gets a shot at double 16, which he takes with no hesitation. At this point of the week where everybody's played a lot of darts, there are going to be a few that don't go to plan.
85.
But the more you play, the sharper your arm gets. Everybody's got a limit though as to how much they can play at a certain level. Aaron Monk has already said on social media today that his arm is
140.
a little bit stiff from how much he's played in the last few days. I don't blame him. I know how that feels.
$140.
Fantastic leg from Jared Cole here. 85 followed by 2 140s to leave 136. Lots of darts to take care of business.
120.
Oh, he just misses out on the ton plus checkout of 136 and a 12 darter.
121.
Game shot in 1.
And with no hesitation whatsoever, he makes it a 13 darter to equalise the score. It's 2-all. And as good as Justin was in the first 2 legs, Jared was equally as good in the next 2. Good quality match.
140.
Jared seems to have rediscovered where his scoring socks are.
96.
Well, sports and darts in general are
140.
full of superstitious people. I know a young dart player by the name of Ted Everts who likes to wear lots of different types of socks depending on where he's playing. That 174 from Justin Smith on his own throw has changed this leg
140.
to his advantage, but has it? With Jared hitting 3 140s. Slack dart on the treble 14 has offered Jared Cole the opportunity of stealing from 81. Got 63 left. That's Justin Smith.
Come on. 32.
The way he's been through in the last couple of legs, you fancy this one to go?
56.
Not quite. Good try to get it via the bullseye at the end.
Game 2.
But Justin Smith dodges a bullet and manages to get the lead back 3 legs to 2. The averages seem to be levelling out now
140.
at around that 93 mark.
80.
I think that was a bounce out, which was destined for the treble 20.
100.
It didn't register. And Jared, scoring wise, in the last
96.
3 legs, has been as good as you could really hope for. Just tons of 140s
60.
all over the place. Well, Justin wants the 180, but I think that second dart's a little bit precarious.
77.
Correct.
Well, plan B was very good.
177.
Well, hey, whatever you can do, I can do the same. Fantastic darts from Jared Cole. Double 12 for yet again a level game.
Game shot in 1.
Wonderful leg. And a lot of respect between these two players. They wanted to batter each other, of course, but you have to applaud the back-to-back 177s from both players there.
180.
And when these guys relax a little bit, you can see what they're capable of.
60.
You throw a little bit of tension and something else at stake onto these players, and that's where you get the odd miss.
1-4.
But with Justin Smith 2 legs away from banking second place on the table,
83.
maybe he's completely forgotten about that and relaxed completely.
36.
He can afford that slip because he's got an advantage of over 200.
100.
$145 coming in.
Oh, Jesus. What?
Oh, he's pushed that one. Maybe a little bit of scar tissue from a 130 checkout, which he massively missed earlier against Aaron Monk and bust his score.
78.
But at least this time he didn't bust his score, and he can return for double 16 to get it done in 14 darts, which he does. One bad dart in that entire leg. That's all it was. And it was still a 14 darter.
140.
That's how good that leg was.
125.
This game has been played at a fantastic pace and a great spirit.
100.
Very good standard. Averages have climbed by 4 or 5 in the last couple of legs.
137.
And they're climbing still.
140.
And even more. As Jared has another one of those legs where he doesn't fail to get a ton plus
99.
in the approach. Ton 40, ton 40. 121 for the 12.
Jared. 57.
But unable to get a treble on this occasion. Justin Smith
100.
just misses out on that second 60 to get a shot at double 10 for the 12 and the closing leg.
60.
Jared Cole splits 2 double attempts, and Justin returns to the hockey for 5-3.
Game 2.
And there you have it. A 5-3 victory for Justin Smith guarantees him second spot in the table behind Aaron Monk, who has definitely won the league table through brilliance this week. He's got more points than everybody else, but Justin Smith, second place on 26 points, is a brilliant week for him in his debut week. The last game of the afternoon will be Aaron Monk against Jared Cole, and that will close out everything. Just join us for that in about 5 minutes' time.
One draw.
Well, everybody, it comes down to this. This is the last game of the entire week, and Jared Cole has failed in his attempt to get to second spot, but Aaron Monk has most definitely not failed today in snagging 8 points to take the daily title, which has resulted in 30 points total to get himself the weekly title as well. If he was to get a win in this game and get to 32 points, he would equal the record points total for a week within the Icons of Darts League. And if he gets the win, he will also have the best leg difference in a week as well. So something on the line that maybe Aaron is not aware of, but I'll keep my eye on it because they are my
25.
records.
25.
Jared just looking for a little bit of pride. It's been a frustrating
25.
day for him. He's not played poorly at all.
25.
Run an average of somewhere in the region of the mid-90s all day. But hasn't had the rub of the green, losing out to Richie Edhouse.
25.
Getting a win against, was it Justicia?
Although,
But then he lost to Aaron Monk in what was probably the most important game of the afternoon. And then lost out to Justin Smith in the last game as well. But Justin played incredibly well
59.
indeed. And what he did with that victory, Justin Smith, was so second place in the league, which is a great
60.
achievement for him. These guys have played each other 3 times this week,
140.
and Aaron has the advantage at 2-1.
100.
I suppose Aaron can count himself quite fortunate that Anastasia withdrew.
162.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have had this opportunity. But Jared's approach
140.
play from that 302 shot couldn't have been any better. 162.
Oh, 45.
3 treble 18s left him on 140. He gets the first 60, but well, I actually thought that was in, but it wasn't. That is
139.
almost a perfect approach. Jared cannot seem to dodge good play today from his opponents.
55.
I know it's frustrating him, but he's got to keep plodding on.
Gave him 3.
And of course he takes it in 3, but somehow he's dodged double top for the first time in what seems like a few days. He's decided to go down towards the double 16 for a change, and he gets it in 15 darts.
10.
When your opponents are playing well and you're not doing too much wrong, it's important
100.
not to get too frustrated because it can dent your confidence. But one thing Jared has to take into his future games is that he has not played badly
10.
in the last couple of weeks at all. He's played very well.
140.
You know what they say, you can't keep playing well and losing. But the one thing that can change is your mindset.
Useless. 60.
$100.
Another steady leg from Jared. This is what he's been doing most of the week, leaving
60.
161 or better after 9.
Jared, that's terrible, mate. 41.
He's first to a finish, and then first to an easier finish.
95.
Some trouble required for this one.
100.
Just short of the top shot to convert the Shanghai. And Aaron, 2 18s in bull.
$39.
On the whole, he's been very, very good on the bullseye checkouts this week. but not on this occasion.
Game shot in 3.
As Jared is very plucky in getting that double 5 with the last dart to stay in touch with Aaron at 1-0.
$140.
Been a very even group this week with Justin Smith, with Richie Edhouse, Monk
97.
and Cole, all of a very similar standard. But the important moments have been owned by Aaron Monk. He's
180.
been able to cluster his points to the degree that he's been too good.
100.
He has been tested mentally and on the score sheet many, many times, but he's been up to it.
145.
Look at this leg from Jared Cole, 140, followed by a 180, then a 145 to set up the 36
40.
for the 10 darter, the second one today.
Game shot in 3.
He gets it in 12. The other 10 was hit by Aaron Monk, of course. But he'll take the 12.
1, 2, 1.
Good recovery from Aaron there for the single 1.
85.
1, 3, 4.
Seems to be playing with a little less pressure now. Aaron Monk has showed signs of frustration at points this week. Always trying to extract the most out of his game. Points don't lie. He has been the best
140.
player this week. And he's definitely the best player in this leg. The scores of 1-2-1, 1-3-4, and 140.
85.
Give himself on 106. And lots of darts to get it done.
98.
Excellent approach.
96.
It should be. Sub 15 leg.
Game shot in 3.
And he manages to get it in 15 to maintain an excellent standard of play in the first 4 legs of this one. At the very most, you've got 5 legs left for the week. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed the Icons of Darts live league this week. It's been very competitive.
96.
It's not your only darting fix, of course. There is lots of action tonight.
60.
That'll be brought to you by Chris Mason and the crew.
Useless. 60.
140.
Oh, good dart.
Jared bossing this leg.
Fantastic. 44.
100 in front with the darts in his hand.
140.
And that 140 hammers home the advantage. He should be taking the lead again.
60.
Oh my god. Mate, how can you not have a big number? 29.
Jared, you can hear him talking about big numbers. He has had a missed few big numbers today. Some of them cost him big.
Come on.
On this
59.
occasion, it has not. He returns for double 16.
Game shot in 3 darts.
He gets double 8 on the split and finds himself within 2 of getting another win over Aaron Monk. Level there,
3-4.
tally at 2-2 for the week. But Aaron's not going to surpass the opportunity of possibly getting 10 points in a day. He admitted earlier that he feels he's played his worst darts today of the week and still managed to go
60.
unbeaten. I'm not going to buy that actually, because Aaron is way
100.
too critical of himself. He's way too negative most of the time. I think if he fixed that area of his game, he'd be a lot stronger.
100.
139.
It's Jared Cole seeing the finish line faster than Aaron is.
137.
Maybe not. It's been an excellent leg so far. 122 for Jared. It's a ball.
88.
Then not close on that centre shot. And Aaron can equalise with 70.
Game in 2.
And he does get it on that double top again for 3-3. Another game where Jared Cole is averaging mid-90s. This time it's mid to high 90s. He can't seem to shake off his opponent.
100.
$100.
I wonder what these guys are going to do after a long week of darts. I think Jared is going to be playing some more darts tonight. I think I heard him mention that earlier.
96.
I'm sure Aaron will be spending time with his young family.
60.
You can play darts from home and not see anybody for hours on end. That's just the way it works.
100. Oh, dear.
The one thing is better is the commute. Just have to go up the stairs or maybe into a different room.
100.
Better than racing the M25 or one of the busy roads around Europe, that's for sure.
26.
I think there may be some tired darts coming into this one.
100.
Jared has a better ton there to back up the previous visit of exactly the same score.
139.
Yeah, great. 78.
Aaron needs double top. It's for 4-3.
35.
Splits all three doubles. And Jared Cole gets himself
Game shot.
a full double nine, which he does not say no to. One leg away from a victory for the bank. Coincidentally, victory
41.
Jared Cole will put him on 4 points, which would solidify
95.
third place in the table above Richie Edhouse, who finished on 22 points. And Smith, of course, on 26 in second.
81.
85.
140.
That's a better visit from Aaron. A couple of slippery ones to start, but finds his range on visit 3.
60.
100.
Favourite to take it to the 9th leg.
140.
Until now, maybe. Unless he takes the 139. It's a great approach. He went for the somewhat tricky route of ball 16 on the 82. But Jared has 1-2-1 to win 5-3.
Game shot in 3.
And that's exactly what he's just done. A somewhat ironic cry of, how did I just do that, Jared Cole? Well, he finishes third in the table. Aaron Monk wins the table with 30 points, and that's his only defeat of the day. He wins the daily tally as well. What a wonderful week it's been in the Icons of Darts Live League, brought to you by MODUS Sports. What we're going to do now is we're just going to go down to the boards, and Aaron Monk is going to be interviewed by Phil Bars, one of our staff here. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. Don't forget about a night at the darts tonight, but let's hear from our league winner, Aaron Monk.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, get lost.
Aaron, in front of your board, please,
Hello,
mate.
man. All right, right now, yeah. Okay, on there. Oh yeah, here we go.
Here we are, Aaron.
You see
yeah,
me?
we've got you, Aaron. Huge congratulations, mate. You are the overall winner for the week. Unbelievable performances. Just sum up how you're feeling for us right now.
I feel really happy. I come into today with fatigue on my arm, and obviously I'm playing some very good players, some young players as well, who are very hungry to do well. So I knew they was going to be at my heels. But, you know, I stuck it to them, you know, I dug in, and I took, for once, my checkouts come together. You know, if you want your checkouts to come together, you want your checkouts to come together on the last day, which it did do, so I'm happy.
When you look back to the Gerald Cole match, the 1-2-6, was that the real pivotal moment? Because he was on top of you at that point. You take it out, you break back, and then never look back.
Yeah, there's been a few games like that. And obviously, that one stands out as well, but it's been a few games where I've nailed bullseye. You know, I've always said bullseye is my favourite double. You give me one dart at bullseye, I'll probably hit it more times. You give me 3 darts at tops. So, yeah, I've nailed some good checkouts, but also I've missed quite a few as well. But overall, they all add up, and yeah, I'm happy.
You said you fell out of love with the game after the World Championships, but now you seem to be enjoying it again. Is this maybe the catalyst that you need to get back to where your ability should be?
Yeah, I mean, after the World Championships, after my performance at the World Championships, I literally hung up the darts. I was like, nah, it's not for me. I mean, I ain't got the bottle for it. I just, you know, I just can't perform on stage at the Worlds. You know, if you're going to play well, you want to play well at the World Championships, which I can't do. But then the lockdown come along. MODUS give me the old call. Do you want to play? You know, I was practicing before that anyway with different sets of darts, and I come across the red ones, what you see me throwing with now. And I was clinging them together. I was hitting 140s, 180s, and then you gave me the call, and I was thinking, you know what, let me give it one more go. And the last 3 weeks, yeah, I got all confidence back. I got my faith in my ability. So, yeah, it's all going good.
So, looking ahead, obviously, we don't know when we're going to be back, but if you can carry on doing this on the streaming, is this maybe the jump start that you need over the rest of the field as well for when play does come back on the Challenge Tour to maybe get yourself that tour card without having to go to Q School?
Yeah, definitely. With my kind of game, it's all mental. It's nothing about skill-wise. I know I've got the skill. It's all in my head. And if my head's right, I can win tournaments, left, right, and centre. I can do that. When my head's not right, you've seen how bad I can play. I've proved that. But yeah, with this MODUS Darts League, I mean, it's brought me on, and I'm so thankful for it as well. But it's brought me along so much now since the Worlds. I think Challenge Tour, I can't wait for it to start up again.
Aaron, absolute pleasure and huge congratulations, mate. You are our winner for this week, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, can't wait. Thank you very much. Cheers.
There you go, guys. Was that all right?
Yeah, all good?
Yeah.
Lovely. Oh, thank you. Oh, I'm going to put my arm in an ice bath now. Yeah, no worries. I can't wait for it. Yeah, nice
Well
one,
done,
mate.
mate.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Cheers. Bye.
Pleasure, mate. Pleasure.